Isang malaking awesome and thank you so much guys. Maraming salamat sa mga patuloy na sumusubaybay dito sa Oso the Chismoso. Na ako nga pala si Oso Bear and I've been here since 2017. I've been trying to share you guys my wins and losses dito sa cryptocurrency publicly since 2022 ng around June, no? So, yan. Guys, may big news tayo na paparating. Pero big shoutouts ko muna kayo. Yung mga nandito agad, kilala Kilua, big shoutout sa inyo. Big shoutout sa mga nagre-replay ng mga videos natin. Maraming salamat sa inyo. Kayo nagpapaboost ng channel natin sa offline. Yan, sa mga nasa online live or yung live natin, mag-comment down below kayo para sa attendance natin ng number 3 or awesome. Yan, salamat sa inyo. And big shoutouts kay Yahuwah and of course, big shoutouts sa asawa ko. Yan, big shoutouts kay Dime Bagdarel Lance. Grabe, haba ng pangalan na yan. Big shoutout sa inyo. Guys, uunahan ko na agad kayo. Hindi muna tayo magte-trade. Sobrang asim ko talaga sa trade ngayon kasi sobrang manipulated yung market. Tulad nga sinabi ko sa inyo doon sa previous live, there will be series of news and it can highly influence and could be, it will be hard for us to set up kasi yung trading style ko, hindi talaga ako pang swing. So, ang nangyari, kahit whether swing ka or ano, basta wala kang SL tapos alam mo talaga yung ginagawa mo, tsaka ka mananalo. So, ang pinaka last win pa natin is neto pang December 5. Ganun ang katagal yung last win natin. Then, sunod na yung talo natin dito, which is 6 na talo. A total of around $600. More than actually $600. Then, may trade ako kanina, hindi na trigger. Sayang, $200 sana yon. Okay, hinagod ko lang siya dito. Kung binabaan ko pa sana, ang nangyari sana dito siya, dito sana, yan, triggered sana siya sa Bybit. No, ewan ko bakit sa ibabaw ako naglagay. Iniisip ko fair value gap. Pero yeah, nangyari is, inisweep niya, then tsaka siya bumagsak. Then right now, we're revisiting the 91,700. So kung nasa comment kayo, guys, please mag-comment kayo, mag-like and share. Ayan, nasa live kayo, di ba? Dalawa lang yung nagla-like. Please, mag-share na rin po kayo. Malaking tulong to sa akin. So, yan, guys. Okay, so may pag-uusapan tayo, napaka-importante. Medyo long-term to. More on a long-term. Kasi, I really know that this is where the market is going. Nevertheless, ano man yung isipin nyo, okay, isipin nyo man na, tapos na yung bull market, tapos na yung bear market, or whatever the stance is, it doesn't matter because we are in a, bagay hinuhugasan na natin yung buong, kung nasaan man tayo, yun na lang sasabihin ko. Hindi ko man sasabihin sa inyo kung ano yung status natin. Okay, kasi it's very hard to like give you guys things na ito na, nandito na tayo, or ito na, yan na, so nalalapit na. So mahirap siya. Okay, especially we are in a season where ang may hawak sa atin is hindi tayo. Okay, hindi katulad dati, sobrang sa atin yung market di ba? So ngayon, it is very obvious already. Dati, pasulpot-sulpot lang. Ngayon, it is very obvious that it is not ours anymore. Okay, there will be chances that, okay, clear yung signs natin, clear yung chart natin na talagang dyan. So, ito, prediction pa natin to for about a month na. Okay, hindi natupad to. Kung maalala nyo, may black line tayo dito. Dinilit ko na kasi nga hindi naman siya natupad. Ang nangyari is, umangat siya. Okay, so simula nung binili natin to sa 81K, dito na tayo nag-predict. Okay, so let's see kung yun yung ulit yung eto na yung mangyayari or babalik tayo dito sa 80K, which is I don't like. Okay, because this is going to be nakaka-overwhelm to sa mga nasa bulls, okay? Wherein it may flip them into bearishness. Okay, so big shoutouts kay RJ Production, kay Marvic, big shoutouts kay Larcy, kay Larcy yan, big shoutouts sa mga matatagal na dito. Yan, kilala Eggsy, big shoutouts sa inyo guys. Pati sa mga admins natin. Yan, kilala Kirk Andrew Lau, na late. Mamaya yan, papasok. Anyways, ito na, sasabihin ko sa inyo. Tulad ng sinabi ko sa inyo, nagiging mahirap yung trade natin. Hindi mo na ako magsha-shot call ulit. Kasi yung shot call ko, hindi nga siya actually shot call eh. Nire-report ko lang sa inyo. Ang nangyayari talaga is, kumbaga, na-force ako to give something so that makabawi tayo dun sa mga maling trades natin ng kamakailan. So, kung ang naging trades ko, malimit, okay, sa mga ranges na to is walang SL, okay, which is overly risky na ulit kung gagawin natin yan, which is I will not suggest, pero nangyari sa atin yan na isang beses hindi ako nag-SL. Kung nag-SL ako, mati-trigger tayo. Parang ganun yung nagiging thoughts ko. Okay, nangyari na yan sa atin dito, which is somewhere here. Okay, nung nag-drop pa tayo, I was trying to short the market dito. Kung in-SL ko siya, matitrigger siya bago siya bumagsak. So, parang gano'n. And, ang nangyari, okay, hindi ko siya in-SL. Alam ko lang talaga na babagsak pa siya kasi hinahabol ko tong 85,000, which is yun nga yung nangyari. Okay? But, dito, simula nung win natin dito, doon na nagkasunod-sunod yung talo. Parang almost bawin na rin yung magiging profit natin from all of those. Okay, from all of those wins. Okay, so lahat ng talo natin dito na SL, compounded. Okay, nag-compound na siya, nagpatong-patong siya, umabot na siya ng 600 plus. Okay, but right now, okay, I have to really step back a little bit. Okay, continue to observe, go back to my roots when it comes to how do I really trade the market. So right now, kita natin it failed. So this could probably go down a little bit. Okay, for a setup, since nandito din sa MACD natin sa 1 hour, it is overheated kasi nagsa-sideways siya sa top, which is we don't like. Okay, it means nagkakaroon tayo ng indecision or decisioning factor, pero nagkaroon tayo ng dalawang volume dito sa baba, which is just to liquidity analysis lang. Meron tayong buwabagsak na volume and liquidity analysis supports it na okay, hindi sapat yung liquidity natin, and what happens is nagpo-produce tayo ng mga ganitong bearish scenarios or probability. So right now, to support that on a 1-day time frame, okay, kung mamaya magpatuloy siya at mag-close yung market natin, sabihin natin tomorrow or 11 hours from now, since naka-UTC 8 pa rin tayo. So pasok natin to sa New York kasi nandoon yung ating main news, which is yung sa Fed. Okay, nasa ba yung 5 ata yan, New York. Lamutan ko na. 10 nata. LA, New York. Yan. Ito na. Diba? 5. Okay, so yan na. Okay, so we still have like around 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 7 hours pa ulit. So another 7 hours pa. So, hindi ako magbibigay talaga ng trade muna. Na ayoko din muna magposisyon. So, eto, kakancelin ko na to kasi hindi naman siya na-trigger kaya iniwan ko. Gusto ko lang ipakita sa inyo. Okay, hindi siya na-trigger. Dito ko siya tin-trigger eh. So, I was expecting na magsisurge siya. Kung magapipitik talaga, hindi siya na-trigger. So, I don't want to sulk on that one. Kumbaga mag-iiyak ako dito tapos sabihin ko, sayang. Okay, so right now, what are the potential supports na lang? Yun yung magandang tingnan. Okay, kung sure ka na magsusupport yan, ba't di ka magsashort? So, yun yung sinasabi ko. There is a market manipulation evident dito sa mga levels na to kung saan tayo lagi na SL. Kita nyo to? Okay. Yan, hindi siya yung saglitan na umaakyat tapos hindi saglitan siyang bumagsak. Tapos, di ba? I don't know what happened here. But definitely, this is a clear sweep. I-sweepin natin to, yung buong naging pump na to na sobrang saglitan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In 6 hours, nagpump tayo pabalik ng 94,500, which is the previous stop natin sa daily time frame. Balik tayo sa daily time frame. Okay, so daily time frame natin, which is the previous stop noong December 3, Okay, which is a little bit higher lang ng konti. Kaya bilis na bring down. Okay, what is the possibility na mag-support tayo sa 98,800 kahit sa 1 hour, kita din natin siya sa 1 hour. Okay, yun ang sinasabi niya na 98,800 is the last support. Okay, if it breaks, then it is a confirmed structure or a bearish structure. Okay, so ngayon, bearish structure pa rin naman siya kahit umangat siya unless we break 98K, which is yun yung palagi ko sinasabi sa inyo na bullish na siya. Okay, and the 98 can spark another pump back to 108 but doesn't mean na hindi tayo magpa-pump and dump dito sa areas na to. Okay, so but I will not put myself there. Siguro 20% lang yung probability ko na makapasok tayo doon. Okay, kasi sabi ko nga sa inyo, automatic magre-rate cut talaga kasi nga 'di ba may dalawa pa tayong rate cut. So yun yung nangyari. May isa na tayong rate cut tapos na yun, okay, which is ultimately naging bullish tapos biglang naging bearish. Okay, at the latter end. So now, kung mag-bullish ulit, sabihin natin, okay, rate cut kasi nga automatic, sure na to, magre-rate cut pa rin. Nako, sinasabi ko sa inyo, Dom, kay big shoutouts kay Dom, kay Stephen, kay Chokat, pati kay Timothy. So ito nga yung sinasabi ko, just to fulfill yung sinasabi nila na may dalawang rate cut this year. Okay, nung sinabi pa nila nung July, okay, nangyari na siya ng October, then ito na, ngayon December, wala na namang 13th month, di ba? So hanggang December lang. So saan pa ba nila ilalagay yon? Hanggang January. So it's not 2025 anymore, 2026 na yon. So ito na yung sasabihin ko sa inyo, medyo stressful, okay? Ayoko din siya bumagsak pero ganun talaga, babagsak siya, but it also supports our long term, which is ito nga, which is yung sa BitGet natin, okay? So sa BitGet natin meron tayong nahanap na parang news, okay? So ginawan ko siya ng sobrang himay na document, okay? So sa document natin, hinimay ko siya ng sobra. Okay, so that you will be able to catch up sa ano ba talaga yung mga potentialing mangyari and ano yung mga potential assets na pwedeng mag-pump. Okay, so yun din yung ginawa ko sa mga assets na dinisiA ko, bumili ako AVAX, hindi porket sinabi ko sa inyo, hindi ko bibilhin. Okay, paso na yung crypto coin stats ko. So tatry ko i-upgrade kasi may nakita kong bagong tool kaya nagdadalawang isip akong ilagay doon yung funds natin. Pero ang naiisip ko for now is bumili ako ng AVAX, which is nag-pump naman. Okay, after yung buy natin, profit na tayo doon ng $20 or $10 kasi 115 binili ko. So profiting na siya ngayon ng profiting na siya nasa 170 na. So 20%, $20. So ang nangyari is bigla siya babagsak ngayon, hindi ko lang alam kung magkano na, pero yeah, whatever. Hindi ko na siya tinitignan. So ngayon, ito na yung sasabihin ko sa inyo. Okay, I want you guys to look at this for now, okay, so that you will remember. But again, we have two major and actually three. Kasi may press conference. So, after the Fed rate, okay, interest rates, ang mangyayari dito is next yung Fed press conference. Okay, may nangyayari din talaga na bullish yung interest rate, tas biglang do sa Fed press conference, diyan nagiging bearish or vice versa. Okay? Na automatic bearish talaga kasi magkakaroon tayo ng rate cut, sabihin natin. Okay, angat siya saglit. In couple of days, babagsak because of the Fed press conference. After we fully dissect tapos i-digest na natin yung buong naging content ng 2:30. Okay? Which is very late nangyayari, no? Na iba-backtrack na lang natin after 5 days or 6 days, tsaka natin marirealize na okay, the reason why hindi talaga nag-kick ng bullishness yung rate cut, okay, is because of Fed press conference. Pero yun yung fascinating sa sentiment, guys. Okay, always remember, baka naghahanap na lang tayo ng dahilan para i-hope yung mga sarili natin at i-comfort yung sarili natin sa mga nagiging dumps sa market. Okay, that is very normal. Okay, that is very normal, and yun yung talagang dilemma ng pagiging sentimental analysis. Okay, unless yun talaga yung dahilan. So yan, ito na, sabihin ko sa inyo, guys. Okay, this is very important. Let's go with our Reagan. Okay, so let's go with this one. This is a very bullish news. Okay, walang masyadong nanood sa NBC. 29 likes, 3 comments. Okay, so tingnan natin to, guys. Okay.
And I have no higher priority than making America affordable again. That's what we're going to do. And again, they caused the high prices and we're bringing them down. It's a simple message.
Okay, so let's analyze that. Okay, ako, ewan ko lang sa inyo, guys. Sa akin, alam ko na kasi dati pa na pag mayaman ng government, mahirap ang bayan. Kumbaga, ganun palagi yan eh. It's both ways. Kahit sabihin natin communist type of government, yung country, or nevertheless, nandito tayo sa ganitong kind of government, which is yung kay Trump. Okay, so dito, malaya tayo, nakapagsalita tayo masama sa government, trip natin kung anong sabihin natin, etc. Diba? So, sa communist, hindi pa pwede, diba? I-shutdown nila yung, yung means of way mo to purchase or anything, etc. So, dito, sasabihin ko sa inyo, dito, how I see it is the same still. Like, if mayaman yung government, okay, mahirap talaga yung yung bayan. So I tried to look for a parang proof on that one. So wala masyado nag-like din nito. Tinype ko lang Trump Reaganomics, wala siyang title. So hinanap ko talaga to. So ito, tingnan niyo to, guys.
We don't have inflation because the people are living too well. We have inflation because the government is living too well. And the last statement, just a few days ago, was a speech to the effect that we have inflation because government revenues have not kept pace with government spending. I see my time is running out here. I'll have to get this down very fast. Yes, you can lick inflation by increasing productivity and by decreasing the cost of government to the place that we have balanced budgets and are no longer grinding out printing press money, flooding the market with it because the government is spending more than it takes in. And my economic plan calls for that. The president's economic plan calls for increasing the taxes to the point that we finally take so much money away from the people that we can balance the budget in that way. We will have a very poor nation and a very unsound economy if we follow that path. We don't have an...
Okay. So, nagigets nyo? Okay. Awan ko kung you're still studying the history when there was a major shift, no? Especially in the 1970s when we shifted from gold to fiat. Then Reagan in 1981 tried to fix it. Okay? Because everyone is still like leveraging nevertheless anong nangyari dun sa dollar natin. Okay? We shifted still, I mean, we still remain to purchase the gold. Yan yung problema, or precious metals, not just gold, guys. Okay? So, dito ko naiisip na parang bakit ganun? Bakit yung mga tao feels like they forgot something that is so precious kumbaga, in history. Okay? So, that's why I created this document so that I can go back to this para masabi ko na before the end of 2025 sinabi ko to sa inyo, just like when I said about the stable coin, na maraming sa inyo nagsasabi na imposible or tumatawa sa akin na bakit stable coin yung narrative, etc., bakit yun yung future narrative, etc., which most of you guys will never be able to understand is because it's very hard to look for high revenue or high return staking, and it's also not for everyone who will be so brave about like putting all of their investments or their money sa stablecoin, tapos pagdadasal natin na sana hindi ma-delist or hindi magkaroon ng problema. So like sabihin natin ngayon, there's a lot of scrutiny about kung magkakaroon ba ng problema yung USDT kasi nga wala naman talaga nagba-backup sa USDT. Okay, something like that. Okay, and to back up its real value. So sinasabi nila na si USDT is just like backed up by US dollar, and by the time that US dollar collapses, what happens to USDT? Parang ganun yung nagiging question dyan. Okay, so right now, there's a lot of things that I want you to watch. Katulad nito, panoorin natin to.
You see, at first, when someone says, let's impose tariffs on foreign imports, it looks like they're doing the patriotic thing by protecting American products and jobs. And sometimes for a short while it works, but only for a short time. What eventually occurs is, first, homegrown industries start relying on government protection in the form of high tariffs. They stop competing and stop making the innovative management and technological changes they need to succeed in world markets. And then, while all this is going on, something even worse occurs. High tariffs inevitably lead to retaliation by foreign countries and the triggering of fierce trade wars. The result is more and more tariffs, higher and higher trade barriers, and less competition. So soon, because of the prices made artificially high by tariffs that subsidize inefficiency and poor management, people stop buying. Then the worst happens. Markets shrink and collapse, businesses and industries shut down, and millions of people lose their jobs. You see, at first...
Okay. So, di ba, parang all throughout sa mga nangyari sa atin, guys, the reason why I want you to watch that is to let us remind ourselves what happened after Donald Trump sat. Okay, so 'di ba, imposing of tariffs right away, tapos hindi niya pag-declare ng ng cryptocurrency. So tariffs around February. Okay, so let's measure how long it took for us before we were able to recover. Not by Bitcoin but alts. Okay, so from here hanggang dito. Okay, so but to be lenient, it took us only 91 days before we really able to enter a slight recovery and altcoin season for some of the alts. Okay, so big shoutouts kay Stephen Linos yan. Okay, so we're doing a critical and surgical analysis here, guys, so that para lumawak yung isip nyo na nag-iiba yung dynamics na natin ngayon, na pag iniisip nyo palagi na Bitcoin is going up, then altcoin should be going up. No, definitely that's not the thing even before. But right now, what I can say is, okay, mas lalong hindi na ganon. Okay, because why? Ano nangyayari? Ano psychology behind this? You should know and you should be able to answer this. Hindi to hula, guys, okay? It's because they see Bitcoin to enter cryptocurrency as the most safest, okay? Na hindi mawawala. Nevertheless, ano mangyari? Not even Ethereum, they cannot see it. Okay, ang mga matatapang pa lang dito is mga ETF filers, mga nagbo-bold move, which is yung mga tinatawag na digital nomads. Yung nagpo-push sa atin sa new the new home na we can go with. Okay, so ano yung mga digital nomads? So kung sila Bill Gates, ang mga the prophecies na nagsasabi na ito na yung magiging new thing. Ang digital nomads natin na tulad nila si Elon Musk yan. Okay, sila yung digital nomads natin. Si Zuckerberg, of course, because he moved us to a different playing field kung saan mas lahat tayo magkakausap, magkaka-connect, which is the social media. Okay, so some Altman, okay, ini-move niya tayo from the usual search bar into AI search, diba? Na lahat tayo will be able to have, okay, a way for us to really express ourselves in a search bar at makukuha natin yung sagot natin. Something like that. Then, Now, and so on and so on. Okay, so now, the question still revolves where parang naisip ko na, ano bang talagang nangyayari sa buong economy natin? What are the chances na from there, okay, bumagsak tayo ng 10% or even 20%, pwedeng 20%, okay, which is very scary, which is the previous low. Okay, bago tayo talaga umangat ng todo. Okay, so remember that I said this, okay, malaki yung chances natin na bumagsak tayo na 75%, na 75,000 or 76,000, okay, if all plays out specifically on the day, which is today, for Fed interest rates decision. Okay, so ito na yung sasabihin ko pa, isa pa, okay, is because it is all supported by this. Okay? And it is also supported by S&P. Okay? So, when S&P, okay, received the major news, the ERTA, which is the Economic Recovery Tax Act, noong August 13, 1981, we dropped by 24%. Okay? Within the year, from August, hindi naman 1981, okay? Ibig sabihin ko, with the span of 1 year, we were able to surge in 200. But let's not, kumbaga, be blind sa move na to. Grabe tong manipulation dito. Isipin mo to, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, di ba, A, B, C, D, E, tapos biglang angat. Dapat dito recovery sideways or retrace lang tapos tapos angat. Ang nangyari is tinakot tayo for another lower low. Okay? So, ito na yung sinasabi ko sa inyo. Mas lalong nagtagal yung play natin dito after that critical new update in the taxes na which we receive as well in the middle of this year na for Bitcoin, which is yung MiCA, which is before the 2024 ends, tapos meron tayong Clarity Act, okay, which is giving the alts to have way to enter. I mean the banks to enter the cryptocurrency play by going through USD to USDT or USDC or whatever they want as a stable coin. Okay, and dun din nakipag-unahan si Donald Trump by creating its own USD, which is USD1, to promote the USD first or US first cryptocurrency owned or made in America altcoins. Di ba? So yan, big shoutouts kay Pospal. Okay, so I hope that's very clear already, okay? Ayokong masyadong i-bearish or i-bullish kayo, but those are just possibilities to really scare the market. But that doesn't mean, okay, ulitin ko, that doesn't mean that we are going to enter bear market. Hindi nagbabago ang stance ko. Okay, na pag sinabi kong bear market is yung crypto winter. Ibig sabihin, gusto ba natin pumasok sa ilalim neto at ilang years tayo magbe-bear market hanggang 2028, tsaka tayo aangat. Okay, which is tsaka lang tayo makabalik sa 100k at aangat ng 200 or at least 180, which is very impossible because that's not how the structure works. Okay, paulit-ulit ko na ito sinasabi sa inyo na ang market natin doesn't play that way. Okay, it needs to follow a structure, and the only way, the only time that we can break the structure is to create a yung time na unprepared tayo sa natural calamities, pandemics, kumbaga new tech problems, sabi natin AI regulation, etc. or AI sentient, nagkaroon ng sariling utak. So, when is that? According to Benner cycle, ulitin lang natin, balikan natin tong Benner cycle natin, sabi nila is by 2035. All of our, okay, major capitulations or major problems happens, okay, kung pag dito, a year after. So, kung 2026, 2027 pa mangyayari yung ine-expect nyong sakuna. But, we had a very capitulating nung 2019, which is the COVID-19, okay? Pero naging official siya ng 2020, but we already have the first case in 2019, kaya nga siya COVID-19. Then by 1999 there is also already the clue. It's already there, it's happening. Pero 2000 tsaka siya play out. Okay? But if we will see 1999, okay, big crash to, dalawa. Okay, so that's one of the big crashes in the whole S&P or stock market, no? Then 2007, hindi naman masyado, pero one of the most capitulating for banks. Yun na lang yung sasabihin ko. For banks and for realty. No? So, yan. Dirt cheap talaga yung mga lupa nun during that time. So, ito na, 2026. Ngayon tayo magkakatalo. Okay. What are the chances that 2026 siya mangyari? I would say no. I would say 2027 tsaka siya papasok so that we can push the whole 28 hanggang 2032 to be the best buying opportunity. Okay, so -2 lang tayo dito. 2030 will be the major capitulation kasi papasok na tayo doon, and ganun din yung nangyari, diba? 2022, diba, sobrang bagsak natin, bigla tayong bumagsak ng todo. Okay, tsaka noong 2023 doon lang nung pagpasok ng January 2023, walang naniniwala na AI is gonna be a thing. Ako, sinabi ko sa inyo, Agix, bili tayo, nag times 12 siya. Okay, if nakabili kayo sa pinaka-bottom, which is no ICO, sabihin natin meron kayo, okay, you will be able to reap at least 24x, okay, or 24,000%. Okay, so now, ito na yung sasabihin ko sa inyo. Back in 2016, okay, everyone is saying na magkakaroon ng capitulation, which is saktong-sakto 2016 for S&P, pero hindi sa cryptocurrency as we were trying to sideways because it is heavily being scrutinized, no, for illegal activities, etc. Kaya hindi nag-manifest sa bear cycle tong Bitcoin ng 2016. Okay, but if we will look back, okay, back in those days, okay, 2016, hindi kita. Teka lang ha. 2016, okay, ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyong cycle, okay, or yung business cycle and structure, okay, na hindi talaga papasok yung sinasabi niya na below 618 or below 57 kasi it will break the whole market, and this will disprove that this market or this asset is not a safe investment. Okay, it will capitulate most ETFs, ETF filings. Then, yung mga nag-file ng ETF, which is IBIT, yan, lahat yan, makapitulate sila. Aaray yan, mga yan. Tapos, i-bail out sila. Pero the question is, sino mag-bail out sa pinakamas mataas or pinakamataas ng asset management? Okay? Kung nag-iisip lang kayo, mag-isipin nyo lang maigi. Huwag nyo masyadong pahirapan. Okay? Kung babagsak ta ng todo hanggang dito sa 50K, hanggang pabagsak ng 20K, isipin nyo, sino mag-bail out sa kanila? Okay, government, imposible. Above sila sa government, maniwala kayo sa akin. Isa pa, ang iniisip ko, okay, we never had that brick structure. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 6, boom. Okay, dito 1, 2, 3, 6, retrace, hindi nagbiyak, pero hindi tayo umangat, kaya nagbumagsak siya, pero hindi tayo bumasag doon sa 1. Okay, pero this is a manipulation from the banks, China, and other banking na nagkaroon ng close or nagkaroon ng problema. Okay, na kumbaga nag-declare na sila na magka-close na sila. So 3AC isa yun. So, iba pang mga hedge fund. So, sila, nag-declare sila ng wala na. Hindi na nila kayang i-back up yung kung ano man yung meron sila. Pero ito na. So, bumagsak tayo, pero we went up. Then, to correct it, makikita natin yan. Nag-retrace tayo sa ibabaw mismo. Ayan, kitang-kita dito. Okay? Which is yan. Ayan. So, doon mo masasabi na, ayan yung wick. So, hindi kasi kita eh. Ilalagay ko to sa backward. Okay. Ayan. Kung makikita nyo yung wick na yan. Okay. Saktong-sakto doon sa 1. Okay. So, it means it corrected itself. Kinorek niya yung liquidity and proof na malakas na tong area na to. So, yan. Hindi na tayo bumalik dyan. And yun na yung naging history natin. Pero dito, what are the chances na Sir Oso mabiyak pa yung 618 kasi hindi pa tayo umangat, bumagsak tayo dito, pero tinry natin ulit umangat dyan. Okay? Not until we see a crash sa 70 actually, 70 kasi yun yung previous 74. Okay, nandun din yung stop loss ko. Ito yung matagal na nating hawak. Okay, I'm still rooting that it will go up. Okay, ayokong bumagsak siya ng 70, sabihin natin kahit below na ng 74. Okay, takot na ako dyan. Paki-close ko na maaga kaysa hintayin ko pa yung 70k. Pero yeah, if sabihin natin stick per stick lang tayo dito. Kung may SL, kumbaga. So 71,800 ay 900. Okay, but we're still on a profit. So, kaya medyo okay pa rin ako. Hindi ako na natatakot. Okay, kung ano mang mangyari sa crypto from here. As long as intact talaga yung structure natin, malabo tayong, kumbaga, ito, kahit ito na lang tignan natin. Kunin natin tong top na to. Diba? So, yan. Yan lang tinitignan ko. Okay, kahit dito mo tignan, okay, so ibig sabihin, kung mula sa taas A, B, C, D, E, retrace, bumagsak siya na todo. So, ganun lang yung tinitignan ko dito. So, we are in an impulse D already. So, that's why it is taking a while for us to really go up here. So, A, B, C, tapos D, tapos yung last neto is E, which is wild run, okay? Pero anything can happen along the way. So, because we're in a sa mercy tayo ng institution, pati macro. Okay, at ng governments, of course, because yung government natin themselves are businessman. Okay? So, ito na. Let's talk about things that are very important. Okay? So, in the from 2025 into the next 4 years, okay, expect that there is a repeat in 1980s playbook, okay? But it will be super amplified. So, isa dyan dahil sa deregulation. Then, pangalawa is lower taxes. Kumbaga, makaka-experience si US ng mababang taxes. Okay? Kumbaga, papasarapin lang si US. Kumbaga, papasarapin lang yung mga tao sa US na, oh, baba ng tax, hindi ako magbabayad, marami akong mabubulsa. So, ano mangyayari doon? May chance silang mag-invest. Unless bumili ng kung anong walang kapararakan, mga iPhone, etc. So, but this will be a chance for iPhone to buy back as well, or to resurge their price. Kasi nga, bumagsak sila. Nvidia, bumagsak din, di ba? So, there will be chances na magbibili na ng mga bagong computer yung mga kabataan na yan, na nag-iipon, na sabihin natin, mga Golf Caddy workers, o kaya sabihin natin, Amazon workers, nagigets nyo? Mas may pera na sila to save that money, which is by this April, that could be a chance because April dito yung balik ng pera. Okay, sabi natin tax refund, okay? So, kung yun yung mangyari, di yung maganda, di ba? So, maraming pera to save and tignan natin kung ano mangyayari from there. Pero ito na, isa pa nating kailangan tingnan is yung cheap money, okay? Which is interest rates are going to push towards to zero. Okay? Ibig sabihin, sobrang mura ng pera sa US. Okay? Which is, bababa yung dominance ng dollar. So, that is the reason why I really think we have to really go down for a while until January, tsaka tayo mag-sideways ng konti hanggang sa saglit, dahan-dahan lang yung angat natin. Kasi pag minadali natin to, pwede to mag-form ng bearish, which is, pag nag-fail tayo dito agad sa 102, sabi natin, boom, 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 head and shoulder na yun. Okay, basta ma-break tong area ng 88k dito sa areas na to ng February, dediretso na to. Doon ko lang masasabi na papasok tayo Kasi ang measurement ng head and shoulder is ganito. Okay? Yan. So may SL ako, tapos papasok tayo sa 69K or 65K. Okay? Tsaka tayo masasabi na magkakaroon tayo ng sideways dito, which is a boring market. Aabutin ng buong taon hanggang 2027, tsaka magre-recover 1028, tsaka to magpapump, which is before the halvening. Okay? So, doon lang masasabi na okay, totoo yung ating 4-year cycle. So, right now, it's still intact. It's very impossible for us to say it's 4-year cycle at it is more inclined to be in a liquidity, volume, and business cycle. So, yun yung sinabi ko sa inyo. Sana nakapag-aral kayo kung ano yung business cycle. Kung gusto nyo matutunan yung business cycle ng buong live, gagawin natin yon sa susunod na live. Kung gusto nyo, sabihin nyo lang sa akin, tuturo at ipag-aaralan natin ng sabay sa live. But the result onto this one is yung money natin becomes very easy to borrow and it will be weak in value. So yung 59 pesos nyo baka maging 52 ulit. Okay, per dollar. Pwede yun mangyari. So, asset prices like stocks, crypto, real estate, or the risk on assets can explode upwards. Okay? But the currency that you earn and save in the banks or sa piggy bank nyo, kung saan man nyo iniipit yung cash nyo, mamamatay yan. Okay, so yun yung sinasabi ko din sa mga nag-aano sa peso. As much as you can withdraw already right now and you have something to you have this full dedication into cryptocurrency, why not just put it in USDT or safety assets, no, which is Bitcoin. So hindi ko sinasabi this is a financial advice. Okay, but what I'm saying is, yun yung kasing ginagawa ko. Kung nasa Pilipinas ako, okay, at may limit na 50,000, pero yung mga buhaya, pwede mag-withdraw ng 5 million, 50 million, 1 billion pesos in one go, di ba? So, kayo, hindi pa pwede. So, dapat nag-iisip na kayo. Isipin nyo maigi. Pero there is a core warning onto this one. Before I close this video, I want to cut off your hype or hopium or whatever you're thinking. Kasi you might be thinking that this is going to be a saving video. Okay, so ang sasabihin ko lang sa inyo is this is how I see it. Okay, this is just a disclaimer. Okay, this is how I really see it after I did all the research and made it into a document. So yung hope, yung hype, and waiting for saviors, okay, will wreck you. Okay, so you have to really create your own system. Okay, what to buy, enough with the meme coins, enough with the fast money, enough with leverage, guys. Katulad ko, nag-compound na yung losses natin. Price predictions and hopium are traps. Okay, if I keep on predicting the market, okay, but if you create a system na every 15 days you put money into Bitcoin, then that's when it profits, yun yung pambili nyo lang. Okay, when it profits, sabihin ko, katulad ng 81 ko, yung $500 ko naging $550 na. So the $50 can do a lot of things in the large cap assets, which is to Ethereum. Pwede yun mangyari na umaangat yung Ethereum, umaangat yung XRP, umaangat yung HBAR, umaangat yung AVAX, umaangat yung mga Sol, katulad yan, umaangat yung mga talagang US first assets, katulad ng sabi natin Link, di ba? Yan yung mga assets na Algo, katulad yan, di ba? Malaki yung chances na mabababa yung losing rate nyo compared to dun sa being super exposed to mid-cap to low caps. Okay, so long-term investment ko sa Plume, especially today, listing live sa Coinbase. Okay, so yun yung sinasabi ko. Okay, so but the only protection is a system, tulad ng sinasabi ko sa inyo. Okay, paulit-ulit ko sinasabi to. You need to build a system already because the coming 3 to 4 years from now, nevertheless what the market does, okay, you are going to be protected. And when the opportunity shows itself in terms of like market bearishness and crypto winter, you'll be able to borrow money from that amount. Okay, yung USDT nyo or yung Bitcoin nyo, ayaw nyo ibenta, sabi natin, you can borrow against that money. Then you can go ahead and use that to short the market. Okay, in a system again, you need to create a short system naman. Okay, but the rules you follow, sabihin natin, ano ba yung mga system na yan? So, ito yung mga rules na lagi nyong binabasa everyday. Ito yung rules na lagi nyong sinusunod every week, chinecheck nyo every week. But this is the rules that you take actions every month. Okay? No matter what the narrative, no matter what the news is pushing. Because nothing beats a consistent. Okay? Tulad na sinabi ko, if you're disciplined, you have patience, and you are fearless in this market, and you know that this is going to be the future, and the future is already now. Okay? Back in 2010, this is the future, but now, it is now. Okay? Governments are moving. Politics are already setting in. Okay? Bankings are trying to find ways to bridge their money so that it can protect itself from the overwhelmingly problem of the US dollar alone. Okay, and Trump has no plans to save the dollar. He is pro the dollarization. Whatever Reagan is trying to say a while ago, na pinakita ko sa inyo, he's trying to do the total opposite in order to save the US dollar in a grand scale, which is to put it in digital. Okay, where everyone will not be safe in terms of bad things na plano nilang gawin against the US dollar, so that they can sanction a lot of people and get money from those sanctions, or get a lot of freebies or mga perks. Sabihin natin, sanctions sa Germany, okay, etc., o bayad kayo. That led them to sell the Bitcoin, which is a deal, so that they sell the Bitcoin while the US is shorting. Okay? Something like that. It can happen. Okay? So, sabihin natin, sanctions sa Russia. Sabihin natin, okay, you have to give up all of your precious metals. Then we will sell it. We will short it. Diba? So, pwedeng ganon yung situation. So, sabihin natin, sa Japan din. Okay? Raise your interest rates. Okay? So that after we let go of the Japan yen, there and there, the next day or the coming days that you declare na, oh, ito na, interest rates, tataasan na natin, is we will be able to save ourselves, but also forex trade on it by, basta, parang mga ganon. But this is a long talk, guys. Okay, I made a short video on this one also, which is to introduce lang, hindi to explain. But this is a very long topic. So yung mga nasa Meraki, sana basahin nyo kasi 18 pages to na ituturo sa inyo yung system na nakikita ko na pwedeng mag-workout sa nangyayari ngayon, which is the de-risking your crypto assets right now. You might be thinking, nako, 1,000 na lang yung pera ko sa Bitcoin, or oh no, 8,000 na lang yung pera ko. Maraming magagawa yan kung susundin nyo tong de-risk system na inilagay ko dito. Inano ko siya, pinakain ko siya sa AI. Tinignan ko anong magiging response ng AI and ano yung potential na downside nito. So, nilagay ko rin lahat dito. Okay? But, again guys, chismis lang lahat ng yon. Kailangan nyo pa rin aralin, planuhin, at kilusan. Nang sa gayon, ang lahat ng to ay ating makamtan. At syempre, of course, stay awesome. Goodbye guys. Thank you so much guys. Maraming salamat sa asawa ko. And of course, big shoutouts kay Yahuwah for making this possible. Maraming salamat sa mga nanonood hanggang ngayon. And yung mga magre-replay, thank you sa inyo guys. And stay